basically three components in the cost of fabricated steel once it's in place on a bridge, and that would be the material itself, the cost of the fabrication of the material, and the cost of the erection of the material. Well, a designer probably thinks that he has no impact on the fabrication and the erection of the material because he's not fabricating or erecting it. So he's trying to reduce the cost of the bridge as best he can by reducing the amount of material, as the amount of material is directly related to the cost. However, what he doesn't understand is by taking material out of the bridge design, he may possibly be adding work into the fab shop, be making it more difficult for the erector to erect. So the money he saves by taking a little material out, or by reducing the weight, may actually be spent, and all that much more, for additional services and manpower spent in the field and in the shop. For instance, if a designer were to, say, for instance, make a much thinner web in a steel girder, that web may then require stiffeners. The total weight of the web and the stiffness may be less than a thicker web, but it requires much more fabrication in the shop to fabricate and attach that stiffener. Unfortunately, the designers don't have readily available to them the fabrication costs, the impact on erection of lighter weight material, and so on and so forth. That's where NSBA can come in to help by having conversations with the designers, by advising them of the impact of their design decisions on the constructability or the fabrication costs of the bridge. Unfortunately, there are no universal unit costs for what does it take to weld, what does it take to pick up a girder. Different fabricators have different capabilities, and they're all very protective of their unit costs because they don't want to share them with their competitors. That's where NSBA can help out, delivering sort of an industry average and discussing these terms maybe on a qualitative basis with a designer more than on a quantitative basis, so they can have these things in mind. It's very difficult for the designer to actually make a quantitative assessment of those fabrication costs that he might be imposing as a result of his design because he doesn't have the unit costs. But we can help him on a qualitative level just so that he can think about these things. And there are some guidelines we can offer, some specific guidelines. We publish a document called Design Guides for Constructability. It's created by the Steel Bridge Collaboration, and it has a lot of good information in it regarding these issues and how the design that any designer should come up with can impact the cost further down the line in the whole process.